Ah. So that's the good weather over with for another year. What we got to look forward to now is 8 months of rain. Brilliant. Anyway, so it's been a while, and by a while it's been 6 weeks, and it's been 6 weeks because I broke my arm. Now, why or how that happened isn't necessarily that important. All I'm going to say is it involved a certain bluey green bike and that bench. Missing 6 weeks of, you know, something, and I did have a few bits and pieces actually planned. Yes, planned. Missing that 6 weeks has meant that we are behind in things, and we have got to pick some low-hanging fruit now. Just get things moving again. Something nice and easy, something we've got to shift the paradigms and really sort of like start looking at the important numbers. Yeah. Or I could just sort of fix this, you know, because it's there. So this is my 2004 Honda XR125, and they're a bit of an interesting bike because they're kind of like a CG with a single shock, different swing arm, that type of thing. You can see that we've got a bit of a motocross thing, a sort of enduro adventure kind of thing going on here, all the way back, you know, 22 years ago. And this is a cracking little bike. I think it's done about 19,000 miles. Yeah, 19,000 miles. And I kind of rebuilt this probably going back about 4 years ago, 3 years ago. It was actually a barn find, and it was in a pretty sorry state. So it did quite a bit of work to it. I had to basically stripped it down to the frame and the wiring harness. I spent a bit of time sorting it out and doing I had to weld the swing arm and clean it all up, and I painted the frame and had to sort the wiring harness out, and I ended up with a nice bike. It's been stood again another year or two now because I'm not using it. When you get a bigger bike, you kind of don't. And there's no excuse for that. That's just the way it's happened. This bike needs to move on. This bike needs to teach somebody else how to ride. That's kind of what these bikes are for. There are one or two things I want to tidy up on it before anybody actually takes this on. And that's pretty much it. I want to do a service on it, so I'm going to drop the oil and clean the filter out. We're going to tidy the plastics up. The plastic off the other side is actually over there at the moment, but we've got to tidy these up. Right, we're going to go through that because that's I got some ideas. I got a bit of a thing up my sleeve to sort this out. We're going to put a new set of brake shoes in it as well. We're going to get this sorted because this is wound as far forward. We haven't got a lot of play left in this, and it's all working fine. This bike could pass an MOT tomorrow without even me touching it. But I just want to make sure that this has got, so when this bike does eventually get a new owner, right, they haven't got to worry about anything. It's all serviced, it's all, good to go. We're going to tidy a few bits and pieces up. We're going to sort out some of the patina, But I mean, look at it. It's a nice bike to ride. It's a good seating position. It's just good. Even the original exhaust, I did have to weld a patch on it, but it's the original exhaust. It's a crack with it. The carburetor, we're going to have a look at that as well. There's a little bit of an hesitation on it, so I'm going to take this out. I'm going to change a few seals, maybe sort the needle out, and ultrasonic it. So it's, I don't think there's a massive amount of work in it because it's just making it nice, Right, let's have a crack. So the sump plug to release the oil is just under there. But I've noticed there's a bit of an oil leak coming from under there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nip that cover off, have a bit of a look before we go any further. Just in case, because you never really do know. I haven't been in there in a long time, so I can't actually remember what's in there. is where the oil leak is coming from. A completely munted O-ring. Bollocks. Right, I wonder if that'll seal. Or did it have the same problem as the others? Oh, so what I should have done was drop the oil first, which is what I was going to do. It's just I noticed that oil leak. So there you go. We won't be doing it back up like that, so don't worry about it. There you go. Now, because the bike's at an angle, one of the things you kind of do need to do is, and I'm just rocking it back that way a bit, you know, giving it a little bit of time, and then bringing it back here. So any oil that was, you know, it can come back and then it can, you know, I'm going to do this, you know, because it's kind of the best way that I've found of doing it. So each to their own with this, because it's not an exact science, even if I want to tell you it is. Right, so this is the setup. It's an oil strainer on a spring, fits in here nicely like that. There's the O-ring. Now you're supposed to replace this O-ring, but this, I don't see the one. I don't have one. Two, there's nothing really wrong with this. It's still quite supple, so we're going to send it. Right. 15 Newton meters. What a fuss. What a fuss. What a fuss. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hey! Oh! Cleans the whisk on. It's a good thing we got another gasket, because that would have caused a problem. Right, as you can see, that's the clutch, and I'm not touching that because it was all working perfectly. No reason it wouldn't work perfectly again. And here is the centrifugal oil filter. Now, if I remember rightly, last time we cleaned this, we had a few problems with these. I might have to get the special device out. Oh, no. Oh. Ah, one-handed and everything. Beautiful. There. Can I remember all the pieces that are about to fall out in my hand? Hey! Well, you might as well have not bothered, because there is nothing in there. Oh, there's a little bit. And that's what that's supposed to do, is catch all that. And he's done a fantastic job. So I'm going to put the camera down and I'm going to clean all this up. And I'm going to scrape a bit of gasket off there and there. And I'm going to put a new one on, and we're going to put all this back together and button it up. Because I don't want this, you know, free in one thing or another. Because we've got other stuff to do, do you know what I mean? And everything else in here is spot on. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to just sort of clean things out and put it back together. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this carburetor off here and get that and clean it up as well. Getting the carb off here is fairly easy. It took me about 3 hours to find my 10mm. It's the right tool for the job. Well, it's working, so it must be the right tool. Right. Right. Pliers. I think I'll be replacing that fuel pipe. But that's not the end of the world. I forgot my hand doesn't work properly anymore. Right. One very small carburetor. It's alright, that.